Welcome to the Bluestocking Circle podcast, Lady Nerds on Popular Culture. We're your hosts, B
and Kat.
This is Minisode 30.5, Follow-Up and First Impressions. First of all, we have a surprise guest. Guess who's back?
I crawled out of my hobbit hole, just for you guys.
Gricel's here today. She came back solely for this Minisode's new Catches Up segment because we have a very exciting segment planned. But we'll get to that in a few minutes. First, some follow-up. And it's some sad follow-up. I tragically uploaded the wrong file for episode 30 and it was up for a whole hour before I caught the error. So I've replaced it with the correct one, but you may still have the wrong file for episode 30, The Secret Garden, downloaded. You will know because it's missing our theme song and the other non-voice sounds. The good news is that the voice track on even the wrong file was final, so you're not missing any of our excellent content. It's taking a few days for the change to be reflected in all the platforms, so you may not have the final version yet, but you will soon. As for feedback, @JaneIsn'tMyName over on Twitter wrote in response to our discussion on pining that, quote, B and I have very different views of pining. Pining is like one of my superpowers, end quote. And she does not care, unlike me, if the person is alive or dead. She also seconded the recommendation for the Secret Garden musical and wrote that version of Mary throws some A+ shade. Indeed she does. Thank you for your feedback, @JaneIsn'tMyName.
Yeah, we love hearing from you on Twitter.
Kat, you read some of our other recommendations?
That's right. I just finished a book that you recommended a few episodes back called Sorry I'm Late, I Didn't Want to Come, and I really loved it.
Yay!
I thought it was so fun and funny and just like really interesting way to look at sort of the introvert-extrovert personality styles, if you will. And a lot of the things that she does in that book, I would also like to try in varying degrees, I will say.
Are you going to do stand-up comedy?
I don't think I'll be doing that. But I really liked it a lot, and I thought it was just very insightful. And actually, one of the things that she does last is throw a dinner party. And I actually find, as an introvert, that I really like hosting dinner parties because, like she pointed out, you always have something to do. And so for me, that's like a good social engagement because I can keep busy.
I feel like many of my undergrad presentations were inadvertent solo stand-up comedy, so there's that.
Do you like a good dinner party, Gricel, thanks to Bridget Jones?
I do like a dinner party, but I hate being the host.
Okay.
There we go. That's so convenient. Yeah. I like eating, Gricel likes attending, Kat likes hosting.
I guess
I also
we'll be
like
hosting.
eating.
Yeah. We'll have to have a Bluestocking dinner party soon. I actually also started a new audiobook called Crocodile on the Sandbank, and it's the first in the Amelia Peabody series. And thanks to the suggestion of listener @The Solo Nerd Club on Twitter for that recommendation. I'm about halfway through the book, and I'm really, really digging it. Pun intended. Because it's about a woman who goes to Egypt and gets involved in an archaeological dig, and there's some sort of mummy's curse, something mysterious happening. It's really good and pretty funny, and it's just like a very strong-willed female character that I'm liking a lot.
I've heard great things about this book. Is it like the Mummy movies?
It's similar to the Mummy movies, actually, but it's so much more focused on her. And she's just like a very brusque sort of lady who's like doesn't take anything from anybody. And it also takes place earlier than the Mummy series. So it takes place in like the 1880s. So she's sort of constricted in more ways by society. So it's good. I like it. And I really recommend the audiobook, actually. It's been fun to listen to.
Gricel, this sounds kind of like your solace.
Are there vampires or werewolves?
Not as of yet. I'm only halfway through, so who knows what will happen.
Kat, you have now beheld the masterpiece that is Pushing Daisies. What did you think?
I loved it.
Yay! I knew you would.
Yeah, it's been really fun. So I've only seen the first 3 episodes, but I do plan to finish watching them all because I really enjoyed the episodes. So I thought it was really fun and strange and just kind of unlike other TV shows that I've seen. So good choice.
Thank you. Pushing Daisies was one of my very first picks. We covered it back in episode 6 of this podcast. And Gricel,
I loved it. And I would say that because it did have a sad early demise, it probably was a good thing because it maintained its story throughout. It doesn't jump the shark or go downhill.
You recall you gave it a perfect 5-star rating?
I did. It was perfect.
Wow. Well, that's high praise indeed. Yeah, I think it sort of reminds me of Twin Peaks, but a light Twin Peaks because it's definitely more like comedic and quirky and not so creepy, which I like both versions of that, but It's pretty fun. And for some reason, I always have had a soft spot for kooky shut-ins. So I really like the aunt characters. And I've always also really loved synchronized swimmers, and especially mermaid versions of that. So I'm all in on the ants. I can't wait to see what happens with them. I love the costumes. I love the colors of the series. It's very cute. Fun.
You love everything, as you should.
I really do. I think all the actors are really great. Yeah, it's really good.
I'm so happy.
I am curious because I am catching up myself. Are you guys doing this chronologically with Kat catches up, or is Kat just diving into random stuff?
Kat is watching the stuff that I chose back
okay.
in the day because there's no one else here to recommend their own works, Gricel. Unless you're here. Do you want to pick her next work?
I think you should read Howl's Moving Castle because it is another perfect work.
Ah, okay. I will...
Book, movie? Both?
I do love them both, but I think we concluded that we both love the book better.
Yes.
Okay. I will put that on the docket for the next Cat Catches Up.
That's great. We
Nice.
just decided that on the spot, impromptu.
Yeah.
Great.
It's Madison Time. Hit it. On our next episode, we will be discussing the 1988 John Waters movie Hairspray. This is a seminal movie from my childhood and has made a huge impact on my taste in clothes, music, and movies. John Waters has a very singular vision, and while I think this movie is his most tame and family-friendly, it still has some deeply weird aspects to it. B, what do you know about this movie, and have you seen any John Waters movies?
I saw this one. I think I saw it when I was in elementary school. It was a very, very long time ago, and honestly, I don't remember a single thing about it, Kat.
Okay.
I vaguely remember the 2007 movie, which I watched solely because I have a lot of very strong James Marsden feelings.
Ah,
James
yes.
Marsden, an excellent creature.
Yes, I have loved him since Disturbing Behavior, so I am with you.
I have loved him since a little TV show called Second Noah that I don't think anyone watched except me. But we'll save those James Marsden feelings for our eventual episode on Enchanted, and for the record, Prince Edward is my favorite Disney prince. Anyway, in Hairspray, I know there's singing and dancing, and I think someone gets arrested at some point, and I know it's set in either the 50s or the 60s, but that's pretty much all I know about Hairspray that does not involve James Marsden looking perfect.
Okay, that's fairly on the right page. Have you seen other John Waters movies, like Crybaby
No.
or Serial Mom, maybe?
No.
Okay. Well, I definitely think it's an experience to watch a John Waters movie. And like I said, this one is probably his most tame. I will say that James Marsden is one of the only reasons that I've watched clips from the 2000 musical movie version. I can never watch the whole thing. It's just way too, sugar-coated for me. And also, I cannot look at John Travolta in drag. It just is too upsetting to me. So I've never seen the complete movie of that. But this movie, like I said, is great and one of my favorites. So I look forward to hearing your thoughts on it. And our next guest will be Amanda, who co-hosts the podcast Fictional Hangover. So backcomb your hair, apply your white lipstick, and grab an atomic fireball jawbreaker as we get ready to discuss Hairspray. Episode 31, Hairspray, will be released on April 1st. In the meantime, you may find us at thebluestockingcircle.com and on Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, Pinterest, and pretty much everywhere at BlueSockCircle. That's Blue, S-O-X, Circle. Email us at thebluestockingcircle@gmail.com to join the conversation. We're also available on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Spotify, and YouTube. So please rate, review, and subscribe to help us grow.
Cheers!
Episode 31, Hairspray, will be released April 1st.
No joke.
Oh. I didn't get that.